Hello, hello, beautiful people in the chat. How's everyone doing this wonderful Tuesday evening? Ooh. Let's see, I'm going to flip through some of you here really quickly. Hello, Ian. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. I'm going to make this a little bigger, actually. Because I think it can be. Hello, Beth. Good to see ya. Bot, give me my music. It's coming in. It's coming. I promise it'll be here. Hello, Miles. Good to see ya, Miley. Hello, hello. Hi, Rye. Good to see ya. Let's see here. Fair warning also to everyone, where I'm at right now, we are having quite the thunderstorm. So hopefully the internet will persevere and the electricity and everything, but just a heads up, if I lose ya, that's probably why, but we should be okay. Fingers crossed. Hello, Beth. Hi, Ian. Hi, Haley's World. Oh, I love the Joy profile picture. It's great. Hi, Ash. Oh, good to see you. For those of you that have not seen it yet, Ash and I are streaming together on the 7th, I believe. I'd have to double check, but yeah, I'm pretty sure July 7th. It's a Monday. Miles says, I've been awake for an hour and a half, so I'm feeling very strange. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Well, hopefully this will wake you up a little bit. Beth says, trying to get over this stupid summer cold. Ooh, bummer. Yeah, summer colds are the worst, man. Oh, thanks, Miles. Yeah, I worked pretty hard on it. Wait till you all see what I put together. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but wait till you see I put together a whole different setup for happy hour. So once that is established and I get my first one scheduled and stuff, you guys will get a peek at that too. Yeah, Beth, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, genuinely. Yeah, that's the good thing about colds. Usually they're like a 3-day thing, hopefully. Hi, Sarita. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. All right. Let's see. Miles says, yay, happy hour. Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun, honestly. Like, I was already excited about it, but then once I started setting it up and cultivating the vibes, I was like, oh, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. And I'm excited just to bring people on and like, people will know up front what to expect from the stream. You know, they'll know that it's just an hour of yapping and kind of like building community. There's no sprints. There's no work associated with it. It'll just be for fun. So Sarita, yes, happy hour. Yeah. And also, if you guys have not voted yet, I have polls up on what to title the happy hour streams. I have a poll posted in Discord, on my YouTube page, and on my Instagram stories. So if you have not voted, please make sure to go vote. I'm going to remind you all at the end too, but I'm very invested in what you all think. And the current frontrunner is not the title that I thought would be the frontrunner. I'll just say that. I think it's Chapters and Cheers. That's the frontrunner. Let me see. And I'm going to combine the results from all the polls. So but yeah, I think Chapters and Cheers is in the lead right now, and that is not the one I thought you all would pick. So either prove me right or prove me wrong. Go get your vote in. Let's see. Yeah, happy hour. I'm so excited. Hi, DW. Hello. Sorry if that blew your ears out just now. I said that way too loud. Yeah, I need some sprints today too. Let me tell you, I am in the thick of it this week. I have 2 exams this coming Sunday. I'm doing summer classes. And so it's been a real struggle fitting in like any kind of writing. So yeah, I definitely needed some sprints. Yes, so excited. Yeah, it's going to be so fun. And I'm hoping like it looks like from my layout, and I haven't tried a stream with this many people yet, but it looks like I should be able to have myself and 4 other people each time, is what I'm thinking. So hopefully, like, I'll be able to bring a lot of different, give a lot of different people a chance to, like, try it out too, Let's see. Yay, DW. Yes, we'd love to see DW in the chat. Let's see. Sarita says, I voted. Gold star for you, Sarita. Well done. Yeah, I know a few of you, I think, have voted. So I'm just excited to see where it ends up, honestly. Chapters and Cheers just makes me think of the show Cheers. You guys, I don't know if any of you ever watched that show because it's kind of an older show now. But the one that was based in like Boston, I think. I used to watch that all the time. And like, that's what Chapters and Cheers makes me think of. So we'll see. DW says, haha, I'm here for all the energy, Evelyn. Oh, thank you, DW. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet of you to say. Yeah, I try. I do my best. So, all right. Well, that being said, it sounds like some of us are really ready to get to work, myself included. So how do you guys feel about spinning that wheel? If so, if you're ready, go ahead and throw that in the chat. Does Ian remember that show? Yes, he does. Yeah, it's such a good show. Like, it's a classic. So I don't mind those vibes. So we'll see what the title ends up being, but I'm super pumped. So, all right, but yeah, go ahead and throw the emojis in the chat. Tell me to spin that wheel, all those good things. If you're ready to do a sprint. And then, yes, Ash is ahead of the game here. She knows the routine. Go ahead and throw your guesses in as well. If you want to guess what it's going to land on. No, I love that, Ash. I love it. I was just about to say it, and I love that you were intuitive and you just went for it. So yeah, go ahead and put your guesses in. Sarita's decided to cause a little chaos, and she's hoping for doom, which has not happened yet. We'll see. Let's see. Spin that wheel. I love that so much. Yeah. So Ash is banking on a 45. Wheel of Doom. Oh my gosh. No, definitely love it, Ash. Beth is ready. Oh, you're reading Ian's book today. Which book are you on, Beth? That is the true question. Which of Ian's books? What number? Miles is guessing 30. It's a solid guess. An hour. You know what? I would actually take an hour today, happily, to be honest. 35. Okay. Haley's guessing 30. They're with Miles. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Sarita's like, I need to speak it into existence. True. It is a valid approach. That's true. Chapter 19. Oh, goodness. You're a ways in. Okay, book 4. Nice. Okay. I kind of figured based on where he said he was at, but I was like, I want confirmation. All right. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel and see what we're in for today. Let's get us all over there. All right. Here we go. So close to that 1 hour. That was so close. But 25 is cute. That's a good warm up, right? I feel like everyone will be happy with a nice little 25er to start. Let me get this set up here. All right. Wow. I have 25 minutes on the clock. Everyone, I wish you the best of luck. And yeah, nice short one to start. So I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you on the other side of 25 minutes. Precious little 25. Exactly, Miley. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, I was not on top of the alert that time. Sorry, guys. I got really into this dialogue I was writing. I am struggling with it hard. Yeah, Ian, how does that feel to like have that music back? You couldn't hear it last time when we were streaming together. I'm sure you missed it. Let's see. I'm gonna turn off the scroll here. All right. Well, welcome in Bellbrook. And also, I know that's not your name, Belle. I'm just gonna keep calling you Belle to be respectful of your privacy and everything. So Belle came in during that sprint. Everyone's saying hello. Yes, we have a great group here tonight, for sure, for sure. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Everyone, let me know how you did in the chat. I'm curious to hear how that sprint went for you. I think I got like, it wasn't much. Okay, I got technically this too. I got 132 words. But like I said, I'm kind of struggling with the dialogue here, so I'm content with that. And it was a shorter sprint. So let's see. Miles says, and let me move this over a bit more. Okay. I watched the news, got my dose of dread in, and now I'm ready to jump back into my D&D notes. By dose of dread, do you literally mean like dread? Or is that a show or something that I'm not aware of? So yeah, I watched the news, got my dose of dread in, and now I'm ready to jump back. You might literally mean dread. I think that's what you might mean. But very cool. Yeah, I love like hearing about your D&D stuff. I'm not up on D&D. I don't know how to play, but I have some friends that are diehards. I have a friend who actually 3D prints his like figures and hand paints them. He has like the glasses where there's like 3 layers of lenses, or 3 layers of frames so that he can magnify it and like paint the really tiny figurines. He's like very into it. Haley says, I was doing some college stuff during that sprint, and now I'm going to be working on my book. Nice. Very cool. I am also a college student. I went back as a much older college student, but I feel that. The pressure of summer classes is very real. Ash says, made breakfast and got 150 words. Nice. First words of the day. So that was nice. Nice. Same with me too, Ash. This was my first time writing today. So it's good to like fit that in when you can, for sure. Also, what did you have for breakfast? I'm just super nosy. Sorry guys if I'm too nosy, but I am curious what you had for breakfast. Beth says got 2 chapters read and notes made. Nice. Beth, you're so fast. You're so efficient. I love it. I'm so jealous. Sarita says, ooh, I wrote 280 words on my fanfic. Nice. We're doing fun projects today. You know, I saw someone, I don't know who did a video on it, but there was someone who said they were going to start doing like a fanfic for fun. Maybe it was you, Sarita. I don't know. But I swear I saw someone else say they were going to do a fanfic as like a break. I literally mean dread. Yeah. Okay. Now I get your, I get you. Yeah. The world is, going to hell in a handbasket, it would seem, but I'll still be on here sprinting through it all because I don't know. That's all I know how to do in these times, you know, is just to keep pushing. And luckily we have each other to kind of lean on. Thank God. But yeah, feel that. Ian says, I got through a few more chapters of book 5. I may be able to finish it off tonight, prepping it for editor. It's already written for anyone who doesn't know. Nice. Yeah, I remember you talking about book 5 in particular on our stream together. So that's exciting. Very exciting. Miles says, I made a little monster figurine out of clay for my last session. I was so proud of her. Very cool. I've always wanted to get into like working with clay. I tried once for a hot minute. I tried making clay earrings for myself, and some of them were okay. But let me tell you, that stuff is harder than it looks. Haley says preparing for fall classes and then summer classes. Nice. Yeah, I enrolled for fall classes. Did I already? I'm pretty sure I enrolled already for fall classes. At my school, it opens the same time as summer enrollment. I'm pretty sure. I think I did them at the same time. But that's good that you're preparing, because I know a lot of people that are not prepared and then they get screwed because they can't get into the classes that they need. So that's awesome that you're on top of it. Ash says just a little yogurt bowl with granola, nothing fancy. Hey, that sounds great to me. I think you're right, Miles. I think that might be what I'm thinking of, is Alyssa in the books. Not 100% sure. I feel like lately people have been putting out so much content, which I love, but like my to be watched list on YouTube is overflowing because the amount of time I have to be able to watch stuff is so minimal right now. I mean, I've been dying to watch the new, what do you call it? Like the new segment of Squid Games that just came out on Netflix. It only came out the other day, so it's not like I've been trying for days and days, but I still haven't been able to even watch one episode of that, and I'm dying to see the ending. Like, I want to see how the show ends, so yeah, I'm way backed up on content for sure. Ash says, I haven't read / written fanfic in a while. You have me wanting to start a new one now. I know, there's something about summer and writing fan fiction that seems to, it just feels like it would go hand in hand, you know, the two of them, so... Very cool. She's handwriting it, I think. Ooh, very cool. Yeah, there's lots of people that swear that writing by hand increases creativity. I have not tried it. I struggle to handwrite for too long because I can't. I have I was in a car accident a long time ago, like a pretty bad one, and I can't sit like over a desk real low to the desk, and when I write I tend to lean over really far, so that's hard for me to do for a long time. But yeah, I always see people say that that's really helpful. I've been wanting to try it, but I don't know if that's something I'll be able to try or not. Ash says, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, it's a really cool idea. Fanfic is my happy place. Nice. Yeah, I love a good fan fiction. I don't care. Like, I love a good fan fiction. I know it's kind of cringe, but I love it. Let me add it to my list of projects for the month. Nice. Mal says, oof, so real. I haven't even watched those authortube retreat videos. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I got you beat, Miles. I have an authortuber that I love, or not an authortuber, sorry, a YouTuber that I love. She's like one of my favorites, and she does Disney vlogs. And I have vlogs of hers from when she went during the holidays last year, like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like, and I've been saving those because I keep thinking, oh, I'll find a chunk of time where I can watch the whole series. I haven't had time. They're still sitting in my to be watched. So I work my way through as I can, but it is really hard. Sarita says, not gonna lie, I already got pics for my project mood board, so far named K-pop Demon Hunter. Oh my gosh, no, you are not doing a K-pop Demon Hunters fanfic. Oh my god, I got so excited. I bopped or booped Mike's nose with my foot under the desk. Let me tell you, that movie really pleasantly surprised me. I'm not really big into K-pop. I don't really watch anime. I've watched one anime, and it's the pirate one. Seven something. I don't know. I can't remember. Someone will know in the chat probably, but it's like the pirate one where they did a live action one recently, or like last year. They did a full season of a live action version of it. God, that's going to drive me nuts. Anyways, but that movie, K-pop Demon Hunters, I got like goosebumps during the last song. And it's really like the music combined with how bright the animation is. And then like the way they animated it, it's just so cool. It kind of reminded me of like I love the way like Coco and Book of Life are animated. Like I love all the colors in those. And I feel like it kind of gave me the same vibe. Sarita says, I feel like writing by hand will increase my RSI. Ooh, what is RSI? I don't know what that is. I'm very curious. Miles says, I love handwriting. I grew up in a rural area that didn't transition to using computers when the other schools did. So I'm used to doing all my work by hand. Nice. Yeah, we didn't use computers much when I was in school either. And actually, when I was in school, I wrote everything in cursive, like through high school. Because in middle school, they made us write in cursive for, I think, the majority of middle school. And then I carried it into high school. So when I used to write by hand, I used to write in cursive. Ash says, you really went for it. Make sure to share it once it's done. Yeah, I definitely want to hear about this. The K-pop Demon Hunters fanfic. For sure. Yeah, wasn't it so good, Miley? Like, it was so much better than I expected. Yes, One Piece. Okay, Miley, triple gold stars for you, because I don't know how you got that from what I was saying. But yes, One Piece is the only one that I've seen, and I've only watched like a few episodes. But it was pretty good. But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters was better than I thought. It is getting too big. It has taken over my whip. Okay. Oh my god, I gotta yeah. I can't wait to hear more about this as it progresses. Miles says, my high school didn't allow cursive. Really? Wow. That seems so... like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would you discourage something like that? Wow. Yeah, I wrote in cursive all the way through. They made us write in cursive for years, and then we weren't allowed to. Yeah, why would you teach it if you're then going to say people can't use it? Bizarre. Wow. Well, anyways, on that note, this isn't exactly a smooth transition, but on that note, is anyone ready to do another sprint? Because I feel like we just did a baby itty bitty one. We had a cute 25er, but on my streams, I feel like we typically get more than that. So is anyone ready for another sprint? If so, go ahead and let me know you're ready to spin the wheel. And we'll make it happen. We'll keep chipping away. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I feel like there had to have been some teachers that just couldn't read the cursive, and so they asked later, like, you know, those in power to be like, no more, you know, can you tell the kids no more cursive? But that seems silly to me and very unproductive. All right, here we go. Ready to spin, ready to sprint. Yeah, it does. That seems like that should be on the teachers, not the students. Yeah. Sprinty poo. Oh my god, I love that. Sprinty poo. All right, Ian's ready too. All right, here we go. Let's get on over here and see what we're in for. Here we go. Oh, if anyone wants to put guesses in, you have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right. So the only guesses I see are an hour, so this should be very interesting. We got close last time. All right, here we go. Oh, nope. Here we go. There were a couple more that came in. Ian said 42. That's very specific. Beth guessed 40. Hello, Sai. Sai guessed 25. Haley. Oh, Sarita with the doom again. Oh, my goodness. Haley guessed 45. All right, here we go. Let's see, guys. Oh my gosh. Once again, so close to the Wheel of Doom. This actually would have been a good night and a good time for it, but 40's good too. We'll take it. We'll take it. Oh. Let me get 40 queued up for us here. All right, let's go through these real quick. I love the abbreviation too. Y'all get so creative. Spin that wheel. 1 hour. Let me tell you, I think you're being sarcastic, Miley, but yeah. I love teachers, don't get me wrong, but I've had some bad experiences too, so You get both sides of the coin there, you know. Who guessed? Let's see, what did we end up with? 40? So a few of you got it. Beth got it. Ian, you were close. 42 isn't on the wheel. I should add it, but Beth got it. Let's see. Haley, you were super close. Ian, I like to pick things that aren't even an option. You just like to live dangerously, huh, Ian? You just like to switch it up. Yeah, so close. Yeah, that was like right on the edge. Hi, Sai. So we are doing writing sprints. So we spin the wheel and it tells us how long we're going to sprint for. And I have a big timer that pops up in the middle of the screen. This is what it looks like. And for that entire time, we don't talk, we just write. We're all working on different projects, different novels and short stories and, you know, different things, fan fictions. So that's what we do. And then we come back and we gab for a bit and then we sprint again and so on and so forth. So, but we're happy to have you here, Sai. So that being said, we have 40 minutes on the clock. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you on the other side of 40 minutes. Here we go. Yep. Thank you, DW. Thank you for that. We are back. I apologize, guys, for the technical issue. I actually... Oh, you can't hear me? Very weird. Hold on. You really can't hear me? That's very bizarre. Oh, now you can. Okay. You can hear me now. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry for that, guys. Funny story. Hopefully everyone will get a laugh out of this, but you know how I always say that, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if it's like the storm that's causing it. It may just take a second to kind of get back. Well, also, let's see, let me test the chat real quick, but we should be back. There shouldn't be a delay, but I think I told you guys earlier, but like we have, well, oh, sorry for the echo. I'm gonna just type something in the chat just to see how long it takes to pop up on my computer. There is a bit of a chat delay. Or no, there's not. Hold on. Nope. Okay, so there shouldn't be any sort of delay. I think we're okay. But yeah, I don't know if that was like the storm or what, but literally all my monitors, my computer, everything just went boom. Because we are getting a pretty bad thunderstorm. So I don't know if the electricity just glitched or what happened, but let me double check too. I'm gonna like just triple check. But yeah, I think we should be okay. We should be back and be okay. Okay. I think we're okay. We're going to try this again. If we die again, I'll just let it be because I can almost guarantee it's probably the weather. But yeah, brutal. Sorry about that, guys. So how did that sprint go for everyone? I'm going to get all my tabs pulled back up. It's going to take me a second just because, oh, here we go. It'll restore. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Cool. Okay, nice. Oh, thank goodness for that. Because yeah, the whole thing just like shut down out of nowhere. All right. How did that sprint go for everyone? Also, sorry that Ian, you got robbed of your music again. I do apologize if you're still out there. But I think we are back. But yeah, I have a theory that it was either the storm or, to be honest, my dog was sitting under my desk and he was sitting kind of like perpendicular to me, which he doesn't normally do. And I have like a big surge protector under the desk. And I feel like it didn't get switched all the way off, but I feel like he may have tapped the switch that turns it on and off, and turned it off on us. So I will now be watching that very closely. I may even, for future streams, put like a command strip on the back and like mount it to the wall or something so that can't happen, because it's never happened before, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Let's see. All right, got to the middle of chapter 26. I think someone else said too that they deleted. Yes, Haley says, I deleted 166 words this sprint. You know what? Sometimes that's just how it is. I had to delete like over 900 words one time on here. That's just how it is. So congrats for knowing that you needed to remove those words to make everything better. Ian says, I forgot to complain about that. Sorry, I'll do better next time. No worries. Yeah, you'll have plenty of chances. Sarita says, I showered, wrote 200 words, gotta love a long sprint. Yes, the long sprints are bomb. And isn't it weird how, like, I use productivity sprints for that sometimes too, especially when I have, like, if people have them early in the morning, I'll be like, okay, productivity sprint. Now's my time to shower and get ready for the day. It does help, weirdly. Ash says, I got 277, slowly getting back into writing this month. Nice. Yeah, sometimes you need like a little break, you know, just got to step away for a little bit and then hop back in. DW says, had a decent start to replotting my MG whip, going from one main POV to two dual POVs. Oh my gosh. Like, best of luck to you, DW, because that's hard. My project's also dual POV, but I started with that like mindset, right? And I had all my chapters written out as like who was gonna have each chapter. I cannot even imagine switching from a single to a dual. That's so much work. Like, I'm glad you're doing it because I do think it brings a lot to the story, but wow, that's a lot of work. But if anyone can do it, you can do it, DW. You've got this. Margot says, got home and got a snack. Okay, hey, that's productive. Look, at least y'all don't have a at least y'all didn't shut your whole stream down in the middle of streaming. I will say, thank God this was not a group stream. I think if this had been a group stream, I would have cried. I would have felt so bad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was either the storm or Mike. Ash says, ooh, I've been trying to decide if I should do dual POVs for this whip. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I love when it's not dual, but like, I love when it's just one POV also. It's not like it has to be dual, but I do feel like if you're gonna do a dual, it'll just save yourself a lot of work. And I'm sure DW would probably agree with me on this. Like, I feel like it'll just save you a lot of work if you can try to decide before you write, because that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Like, I actually have, let me see if I can go to I'm going to show you guys my screen for a second, but my outline is color coded by POV. So the dark green is my female main character and the light green is my male main character. And they pretty much alternate through the whole thing. She has the prologue too. But other than that, I think they alternate all the way through. I was pretty careful to try and balance them. And we'll probably have some chapters where I have to split them up more, but for the most part, I was able to figure it out ahead of time. And I have to say, like, it definitely saved me some work, you know? So let me get us back to the master screen here. Okay. Yeah. So that's definitely something to think about. You never know. You know, it might really feel right for that. I know for me, it was a matter of, how do I put this? I knew I have a lot of secondary characters. And in my opinion, it was going to be way too hard to get one character in position often enough to like overhear those conversations or be in the room while those interactions are happening and like make all those observations. I felt like I needed to split it up between at least two. And I have a third character who I would love to add a POV for, but I think I'll probably do that in the next book. Like, I think for this one, I'm pretty married to the idea of just two. Yeah. Okay. Ian says, DW, what does MG mean? And you're not dumb, but yes. Okay. And then DW clarifies MG is middle grade. Oh, thank you. I need it. It's truly rough. Yeah, genuinely, DW, you seem like a pretty organized person to me. And I mean it. I think if anyone can do it, you can do it. For sure. Evelyn is speaking facts. Don't do what I'm doing. Well, but you don't know until you get into the story a lot of the time. Like, I originally did not have two when I started outlining. And like I said, I kind of clarified this on another stream, but I call this an outline, but really it turned into like a zero draft. It's pretty thorough. And when I started, I was only going to have it from the perspective of my FMC. But as I kind of went through it, I realized I needed the dual. So I think even working that out in like an outline is nice. But yeah, it's a lot to go back and change after. Haley's World says, I love doing dual POV, but this first book of the series is just one POV. I think when I introduce more of my main characters in the next book, then more POVs will come into the book. Exactly. And I think that's a very valid way of doing it. Like I said, I have another character I really love who I think going forward may have a POV. I also know that in the next book, I want to have characters. Well, I shouldn't even say want. Some of my characters are going to end up kind of like separated. And I'll need to have dual POVs for the reader to be able to know what's happening in those different areas as those stories unfold for each of those characters. So, or around each of those characters, I should say. Sarita says, I started as a dual POV and I've now introduced the odd unknown POV because it's for plot, but also needed it to see certain things from another POV, not the two main POVs. Exactly. See, that's what I ran into where it was like, okay, in order for the plot to progress a certain way, I need to be able to see interactions, observe interactions between other characters that aren't necessarily my two main characters. And for that to happen, like, okay, for example, I'm anti JK Rowling big time. Okay. But I love the Harry Potter series. And if you listen to that series, and there's only one POV for that, you know, I mean, I think it's in like third person limited or something, but we really only see Harry's perspective. But for all the conversations, Harry's almost always like under that damn invisibility cloak or like hiding in a classroom and overhears something like through a door, right? Through a crack door or something, or around a corner in the hallway. Like she had that crutch to where he could overhear a lot of things, but I don't have that. And for my characters to organically observe all these other things that play out that support a subplot, I needed two POVs, you know? Yes, and he's biased. You mean your unknown POV that you have? Sarita? Wonder who's biased. I mean, you could mean Harry, but... And that is true, I guess. You mean Harry Potter? Yeah. Yeah, he's biased to everything that's going on. That's a good point, too. Like... And that's what... My two main characters are very different. One is much more methodical and kind of by the book. And then the other one is more of a like rascal type character. And so they're going to also react to things differently in the moment as they observe them, and they also, I feel like they also hang out with different people. Like they all hang out around the same people, but they're each closer with different people as well. So anyways, it just works out well, in my opinion, to have two POVs. But I definitely think what Haley was saying, I think it was Haley who was saying adding them as you go. Yeah, adding them as a series progresses, I think is really interesting. And that's something I definitely want to explore because my book is currently outlined as a trilogy, but I am very much considering switching it to a duology because I've talked to some people who have done trilogies. And they're like, listen, after years in one world with the same characters, you just want to move on to something else. And they were like, if I had it to do over, I'd probably do a duology or a standalone. So it's kind of making me think I may reorganize some of my plot points for the second and third book and try to make it just a duology. But we'll see. I feel like right now it definitely has the plot progression to hold and carry, you know, a trilogy. So I don't know if I want to cut that short or not. We'll see. DW says, haha, so true. The MacGuffins used to get Harry Potter to be able to do so many things plot-wise. Were smart, but very... Yes, like, and the time traveler stuff. I mean, that was the biggest plot hole ever, right? Was the time travel, you know, necklace or whatever. Yeah, she really had to, like... Jimmy rig, yeah, some stuff to like make that work. And it's fine. When you're reading it, especially as a kid, you don't think about it as much. You don't notice these things. But then when you re-listen to them as a writer, you're like, wow, he very conveniently overheard a lot of very important conversations where he just like happened to be in the right place. And it would have probably made more sense to have had POVs from like Ron and Hermione, or even like Draco, and I don't know who else actually would be ideal, but it'd be really cool would be Snape was my favorite character, which is a very controversial take. Some people hate him, but it'd be interesting to get like the whole series from Snape's perspective, actually. Let's see. Haley's World says, and by the way, Haley, I'll pop this up in a second. It's just buffering, but yeah, because I've added new main characters every book for the plot, but my series is more of a 6-book. Oh, wow. 6-book series. So you're right up there with Ian. Ian does like 6-book arcs. He's doing a 30-book series, but he does 6-book arcs. 6-book because of the different planets. Ooh, love that. Different planets. Yeah, mine is, I don't want to say too much. I'm like very vague about my story, especially in my videos, which I haven't posted a video in like a minute. I need to do that. But my story has different academies. So that's what the first book takes place primarily at one in like a big city, and then at one academy. And then as the series progresses, you'll meet people from other academies. So let's see. But my main characters from the first book do kind of stay, for the most part, my main characters through the trilogy, I will say. Yeah, DW gets me. You just get me, DW, about the Harry Potter stuff. Let's see. Haley's World says, yeah. Oh, wait, I read this. Sarita says, LOL, right? Everything was just magic. Yeah, everything just like very conveniently kind of fell into place. But I still love those books. Like, it's one of my favorite series. I just don't like the author, so. Twinsies, exactly, Ian. You and Haley are twinsies, that's for sure. Sarita says, OMG, that's epic at Haley's World. How do you keep track of everything? Yeah, do you have like you've got to have your own spreadsheet, Haley. You've got to. Some sort of like, or a Scrivener or something. Ash says, I would love to even do a 2-book series. I can't imagine 6 or 6. 6 or 30. I could never in my life do a 6-book or a 30-book. I mean, maybe, I don't know. No, I don't think I could. I've got too many projects. Like, well, I don't even have that many, but I've got some projects on deck that I want to get to and stuff, and I just wouldn't have the patience. But I applaud people that do it. I think it's an incredible feat of artistry and patience and determination to pull something like that off, for sure. Sarita says, I have big aspirations, but can't even fit it. Girl, Sarita, let me just tell you something. I've been doing these streams now for months, okay? Like months. Well, I guess I haven't been streaming for months, but I've been doing videos and stuff, and I'm still only at like 43,000 words. I mean, so I'm with you. I haven't even finished, and I'm not even going to finish my whole first draft before, like, in one run. I was going to originally, but now after Brielle's video, I started really getting paranoid about my storyline and wanting to make sure, like, one of my favorite phrases is work smarter, not harder. And I want to make sure I don't like put in the work to finish a first draft and then find out that it was flawed from the beginning in some huge way that I didn't notice. So my plan is actually to get halfway, which technically is supposed to be 50,000 words, but I think it's going to be a little over that because some of my chapters went over their designated word count. But I'm on chapter 10 now. I want to get to chapter 13, ideally. And then I'm actually going to go back and revise and then send my first draft to someone. I don't know who yet. I haven't picked. I want to pick like one person though, because I'm really, how do I put this? Like, whoever I share it with, the story's never going to be the same for them as it would be for everyone else. You know, like they're not going to get to enjoy like reading it all the way through in one go. So I don't want to like send it to a bunch of people. I just want to send it to like one person to be reassured that it's not crap before I write the second half. So I'm with you, Sarita. It's just, I'm over here doing the same thing. I can't even finish a book either. Like we're in this together. We're doing it together. Haley says, at Sarita, I made my 6 planets details first, and then I made sure to just focus on one planet at a time. Wow. Very cool. That's pretty cool, Haley. I love a good, like, you know, world building doc. And you hand wrote it. Haley, truth time. Did you draw your planets at all in those notes? Admit it. You've got to have pictures of some kind. I can just tell. Sarita says, I have shiny plot idea syndrome and get carried away. You know what? Very valid. But, you know, some people say that it's actually good practice to like kind of alternate between projects, and that it keeps your mind fresh. So there's something to that, I think. Yes, Ash has the same thing. Beth says, I'm hoping to get 4 books out of Project Sage, but might end up making it 3. But that's a next year me problem. I feel that, Beth. That's what I knew pretty early on. I was like, maybe I won't do a trilogy. But I was like, but that's a problem for me after I finish this first book. I am not replotting anything right now. Ash says, I have so many ideas, but not for a series, just a bunch of standalones. I feel like standalones are having a comeback right now, though. Like, there's a lot of series, and I feel like I've heard a few people say online that they're shifting now and looking for standalones. So that's great, Ash. I think you might be hitting that at a good time. Haley says, at Ash, I have so many ideas, too. Yeah. I don't have anywhere near as much as some other people. Like, I think Taylor says on her stream she has like 28 or something, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30. I don't have that many, but I have one idea that I really feel strongly about, and I don't even know if I'm going to write it next, because I feel like I want to save it for when my writing is really like, it's been built up a bit more, you know, if that makes sense. But I have some other things I'd like to write just for fun, you know, so we'll see. Sarita says, world, that makes sense. Love world building, but that handwriting, damn. Yeah, I feel like doing all of the world building by hand would be a lot. Like, it's great. I admire it, but I could never. Sarita says, we love future us problems. Exactly. Ash says, my current whip almost became a duology last night, but then I changed the ending. I feel that. I think I mentioned that on here too, but originally what the book I'm working on now wasn't where I was going to start my story. I was actually going to start my story at the end of this book. Yeah. At the end, after the events of this book. And then I was watching a Brandon Sanderson lecture, and he was like, maybe play around with the timeline of your story and like when you want to start it, and think about what your story would look like if you started it at a different point in time or a different moment in the like series of events. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is pretty cool. I think I should start here. So I kind of shifted. And that's what made it a trilogy. Haley says, I drew them a while ago, but later in the draft process, I want to draw it in more detail. Yeah, I knew it. I was like, Haley's definitely got drawings, and I love that. I'm all for it. You know, I'm a big, I know you're still kind of new here, Haley, but I always have these Pinterest boards up for each chapter and stuff. I mean, I'm big on having visuals. So Beth says, my romance books are all standalones. Nice. Yeah, I feel like romance especially, it's nice if it can be a standalone. Sarita says standalones also seem popular in trad, I think. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that somewhere. I need to check. Definitely for first-time authors. I've heard they're much more likely in trad publishing, like in trad. I was going to say trad publishing, and that's really redundant, but well, I guess not, because you can self-publish. But yeah, when you trad publish, I've heard that they typically, for first-time writers, don't want a series. They want a standalone with series potential. And usually I feel like the number I've seen too is they don't like anything longer than like 120,000 words. So yeah, standalones are great for that. Ash says, hopefully I can go trad one day. I'm too impatient for it now. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely going to do self-publishing too. And it's not about impatience for me. It's more a control thing. Like I also like to like draw and paint. So I want to do my own cover and everything. And I just feel like I'd rather do all that myself. Haley says, it's like a broad world building, like a page for each planet. Nice. That's what I have, a world building sheet that's a page for each academy. Sarita says, almost a duology. Is this a good or a bad thing? Ooh, about Ash's project. Yeah, tell us, Ash. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing that you are keeping it as more of a duology. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Ash says, bad because I want to move on to an entirely different project after I finish this one. I feel that big time. Or I guess good that it's not a duology. Okay, there we go. Yeah, good that it's not a duology. Okay. So swerved and saved yourself. Yeah. That seems like you thought that out really well, Ash. Haley says, I love visuals. Me too. Me too. Same. Ash says, I'm currently learning to draw so I can do my own cover, but also know I should probably just hire an artist. I mean, honestly, here's the thing, because I've put a lot of thought into this, and I'm not going to go on a big tangent. I'm not going to do a big TED Talk, but here's my thing. I feel like, especially if you're self-publishing, as long as your cover isn't AI and it just looks halfway decent, I feel like that's fine for like just a basic edition of your book. Do you know what I mean? Because once you put it out there, if it does really well, you can always do a re-release and do like a special edition and put a different cover on it. I think it's more an integrity thing as of right now in the world, to just make sure that it's not AI. Margot says, Blood is a duology, but I'm going to jump to Project Hell after. Margot, you got some dark titles. I'm just now realizing. But that's okay. Oh, so they're okay. Blood one. Okay. For a minute there, I thought you were saying they were like Blood was the first one and Hell was the second. Blood is a duology, but I'm going to jump to Project Hell after since I'm going to be querying Blood. Why can I not talk today? Okay, nice. So Blood 1, Hell, and then Blood 2. That makes sense. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that actually take that approach that I see on like authortube, where while they're querying, they start another project. I've seen other people too that like they'll start working on another project while their first project is with beta readers. So everyone has a different routine, it seems like. Sarita says, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Ash says, I've just heard of people hiring artists and then later find, oh, that would crush me. I would hope that I could tell, but man, that you talk about, I would be so devastated if I hired an artist and they used AI. Like that would absolutely crush me. What about Project Flip Flops? What's Project Flip Flops? What am I missing here? I don't know about Project Flip Flops. Let's see. Ash says, I need all of Margot's projects now. Yeah, I'm like very curious. Margot says, yep, that's what I'm doing too. Working on the Hell Zero draft while Blood is with betas. Nice. Yeah. It's cool to see. It's really cool to see everyone's processes. Or everyone's process. To be honest, I'm kind of just snooping on artists now while drafting, even though I'm also planning to try trad. Nice. I feel like you really have nothing to lose. If you're not like adamant that you want to do self-publishing, it's kind of like, what's the harm in trying trad and then going to self? But I am a big proponent of self-publishing because personally, I also think publishing is just, I think traditional publishing really profits on the backs of authors and doesn't really give, how do I put this? I don't know that it's like a super proportionate trade-off, especially for first-time authors. I think once you're bigger, it's really helpful. Or if you're trying to like publish internationally, it can be really helpful. But otherwise, I feel like they're kind of predatory, in my opinion. But I support everyone that wants to try trad. I really don't want anyone to take that as a snub or anything. It's not. It's just definitely not for me. Margot says, Project Flip Flops is my... Ooh! Okay, all I can think of, actually, now that you say it's a romance project, is I don't know if anyone watches... By the way, I'm on a major rant. We've got to do a sprint here in a minute because we're getting to the end of our time together, and I do want to try and get one more in. But all I think about is, with Project Flip Flops, is, has anyone seen Love Island? And I think it was Love Island UK. And it's the most recent season. That is my like brain rot show. Like when I'm done doing a full day of school, I love to sit and watch Love Island because it only takes about 2 brain cells to process what's going on. And I think it was in the first episode that there's a girl and they were talking about their icks. Because it was Love Island UK. Yeah, they were talking about their icks. And this one girl was like, flip-flops. If they have the flip-flops, I get the ick. I'm done. I don't want them. And I was like, damn. And she was like, sliders are okay, but flip-flops, no way. So that's all I can think of now. Sarita says, I get what you're saying, RE trad. Yeah, it's just a personal opinion. I've done like a somewhat deep dive on it, and it just... I think it really depends on who you are personally, too. Like, if you don't want to hustle and, like, get out there and market and stuff, and you don't want to have to worry about making your own cover and formatting and everything, I get it. You know, it is a lot of extra work, but I just feel like newer authors especially get put at the bottom of the totem pole in a world where resources are already strained. And I just think sometimes it doesn't work out for the best for newer authors in particular. But Ash, I saw you put that up, I think, while I was talking about Love Island. So I'm glad, hopefully you understand where I was coming from with that. You know the reference, but yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, okay, I'm glad you laughed at that, Margot. After I was saying it, I was like, hopefully this doesn't taint her romance project, but it was so funny. Sarita says, okay, so I didn't watch it, but I randomly played the phone game, and now I'm tempted to watch. They have a Love Island phone game? I did not know that. Yeah, you definitely need to watch. It's such a stupid show, but it's so good. And Love Island USA has gotten better since Ariana took over hosting. It was kind of weird before, but it's gotten better in recent seasons, the last 2. Margot says, it's called Project Flip Flop, since their meet cute is her basically stealing... Oh my god. Okay, I actually love that idea as a meet cute. That is awesome. Her basically stealing his flip-flops. Okay, super into it, Margot. I cannot wait to hear updates as it progresses. All right, well, are we ready to do another sprint? Are we ready for the wheel? How are we feeling? Because I'd like to get one more sprint in. I usually... end around 9:30, so this should give us just enough time if we get the max. I swear if we land on Doom tonight, like, your girl's gonna crash. I don't think we will, but we'll see what happens. So let me know if you're ready to spin the wheel, and while you're at it, if you want to throw your guesses in for the amount of time you think we'll land on, I'll flip us over here so everyone has the wheel to reference. But here we go. Oh, Sarita with the Doom again. Yeah, I can't even imagine if I got Doom right now. I mean, I would do it because the wheel is almighty. You know, we don't argue with the wheel, but damn. Doom for all this Love Island talk. Yeah, Ian is probably like, I could just picture Ian sitting there being like, Lord, take me now. I do not want to hear about Love Island. Yeah, sorry for that, Ian. We'll work on it. Ash guessed 45. Margot's guessing Doom 2. You guys are manifesting some crazy stuff. All right. Oh, wrong wheel. Whoops, that was close. Almost spun the wrong wheel. That would not have gone well. All right. Here we go, guys. Let's see what we get. $30. Okay, perfect. Nice and cute and manageable. Yeah, that was real dangerous. That was real dicey just now. We got real close to doing a 30. All right. Or to doing a much longer one. Oh, and you know what? We just had 30 last time, so I don't even need to update the timer. That's perfect. Boo, I want to. Well, I will tell you, Margot, I'm in the process of, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it because y'all have stuck with me. But I do think, I think it was during my stream with Taylor. I'm going to tilt this down a little, just a hair, because geez, it's like really high. During my stream with Taylor, I was talking about doing, or the idea came up of doing a stream that was only Wheel of Doom. And I am actively like considering doing a Wheel of Doom stream where like once a month all it is Wheel of Doom or something. It might be like once every other month because they're pretty long. But I would want to do a whole nother setup for that that's like Doom themed. So yeah, I know during that stream there were a few people that were like, I would totally do it. So I think I'd like to set up a stream that's exclusively Wheel of Doom, that's like maybe 2 sprints, but they're both from Wheel of Doom, so they'll both be longer, and kind of really pimp out my setup, you know, to make it very like dark and mysterious and spooky and stuff. So weekend, oh my God, Ian, with this Weekend of Doom. I tell you what, if I hit like 500, well, I'm really pretty close to 500. I was gonna say that might be like a thing for like if I hit a certain subscriber count. I don't know if I could do a full weekend, but maybe I could do like a 12-hour Wheel of Doom stream or something if I hit a certain number. I don't know if that number would be 500 or not. I'd have to see, because I'm pretty close. I don't know if I could do that right away or anything, but 30 is lovely. Margot with these eyes. Yeah, I definitely think I'd like to do it. I have a list of people that someone recommended to me that they thought would be perfect to have on as guests for that they thought would, you know, do well with that prompt. So I need to reach out to them, but I want to get the happy hour one going first, I think, or at least want to get the setup done. Because keep in mind, too, I'm trying to balance all this with like a social life and school and everything. So I don't want to throw everything at the fan at once. But I do want to do a Wheel of Doom stream at some point. Sarita's all for it. Ash is for it. Sarita, you know McKenna would be down. Yeah, I feel like you guys would like it. You've been rooting for it. I swear to God, if I do it, if I set it up and I see crickets, I'm coming for y'all, okay? If I set it up and y'all like leave me hanging, we're gonna have some beef. But I don't. Oh, see, Sarita likes the idea of a weekend too. Maybe I'll consider it. I don't know. I never thought about doing a whole weekend, but Ash says maybe if you hit 435, you are trying to start trouble over there, Ash. Weekend of Doom. Yeah, y'all are starting trouble. But just so you know, that is on my radar. So, because we just can't seem to nail it on these Tuesdays and Thursdays, like, which I'm not really complaining because we do start the stream kind of late on my end. But yeah, the Wheel of Doom one, I will say if I do it, would probably be like the happy hour streams I'm going to do as like a special edition stream. So I think those will be on Sundays, like Sunday evenings, just every once in a while, like once a month, once every other month, something like that. So it would probably be like that because the Wheel of Doom stream has the potential to be really long. So I can't do it on a Tuesday or Thursday. It would need to be on like a Sunday at 2:00 or something. So just a heads up, it will be on a different day of the week than normal if I do that. So all right, that being said, we have 30 minutes on the clock. I have faith in you. I'm manifesting a wonderfully productive sprint for all of us. All right. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the other side of 30 minutes. Bye, guys. Here we go. Okay. I just have to say that was actually a wonderful sprint for me. I don't know how it was for you all. I would love to hear, but just saying it was great. Let's see. God. Well, sometimes I will preface this by saying sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm killing it, and then it's like 200 words, you know? So let me see. I got 466 words. Which, was that a 30-minute sprint? Yeah. So I did pretty well. Like, that was a very solid sprint for me. I feel like, and I had a moment too where, you know how people always talk about having moments where like their character kind of surprises them and like changes the storyline a little bit. I had one of those moments for the better. So that was really exciting. Let's see. Beth says, got dinner in the oven and read up to chapter 28. Nice. Beth with the progress over here. Ian says, great sprint, fair amount done. Nice. So Ian, you and I are in the same boat right now. Yeah, that's how it felt for me too. Haley says, got distracted but deleted 15 words. Nice. Are you by any chance, Haley, deleting words because you're trying to like revise and get down to a certain word count? I'm just curious. Margot says, ordered dinner and checked in with some beta readers for 2 different projects. Nice. I am so jealous. I cannot wait to send something to a beta reader. Sarita says, I did no writing, LOL, ordered dinner instead. You know what? Productivity is productivity. That's just the way it is. Ordering dinner is still productive in my book. Beth says, I have to finish book 4 so I can read book 5 and the scene where Ian amputates Miles. What? Say what? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm definitely curious. Definitely curious about this. I was already curious about book 5 because Ian had talked about it a bit in our stream together, which if you haven't watched that stream, you should definitely go check out that stream on my page. But now I'm very, very curious. Oh my gosh. I came late to Miley's story time, and it's killing me because I could see Beth says we got to hear it on Miley's story time, but I came really late to story time. I missed a lot. I came in kind of towards the end, the very end. So does anyone know when the next one is? Are they regularly scheduled, or are they just kind of whenever Miley can do them? Because I mean, I totally understand if it's just more of a spontaneous thing. Or you know what? Didn't Miley post something about people sending in stuff? I don't know. I need to look at the Discord. I'm out of the loop. Haley says, I'm editing my prologue right now because I haven't touched it since last summer. Oh, but I only have like 3,000 words in my project. Okay. Valid. Okay. Very cool. Margot says, you missed part of flip-flops getting... Dang it! Darn it! I missed so much! Maybe she will read it again, though. You know, I thought about sending something in for story time. I kind of contemplated. I feel like I might not be there yet, though. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I feel like I'm the type of person I need to ease in, you know? So I need to like go to a few first and just kind of like lurk, you know? And then maybe I will, but yeah, I would love to send something in, but I don't know if I don't know. I guess I'm anxious about how my stuff would be received because I've never shown it to anyone before. So we'll see. Yeah, I know. It's so much fun to be there, like as a listener, at least. I enjoy it so much. I am really curious when the next one's going to be. I need to try and like put it in my calendar if she puts it up ahead of time. It's great to, I know. And I know Miley would be like a great person to read it because she does such a good job with it. So we'll see. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm debating. How long of an excerpt do you guys usually send in? Like, how many pages, if it was like a Word doc, do you normally send or feel is appropriate to send? Like, does it matter? Do you just send any kind of excerpt? Like, let's see. 2 chapters. Oh my gosh, my chapters are long. I feel like it'd be too long. 2 chapters of Project Sage and part of chapter 5 of Brood. I was there for Brood. That was great. My chapters are like, yeah, mine aren't 10K or anything, but my chapters are between 3,000 and 4,000 each. So 2 chapters is pretty, like, you know, lengthy. So maybe I would just send 1. But I definitely need to creep a little bit first before I get the courage to do that. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, I'm sure Miley wouldn't. Look, Miley seems really nice. I'm sure she wouldn't be like, no, but I just... Yeah, I got that impression, Beth, but you know what? I love a little... I love it. Like, I'm here for it. You can send it. Oh, okay. That's nice that you can like send it in and say you can just read one or both. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I have to keep all that in mind. Like I said, I definitely need to lurk a bit first, but it's something I think I would definitely be interested in doing. Like, I definitely want to send something in at some point. I just have to decide when I'm going to have the courage to do it. But anyways, okay, that being said, we are getting close to the end of the stream here. There were just a couple little things that I want to mention before everyone dips. Number 1, if you haven't voted for the title of the happy hour streams, the poll is posted in my Instagram stories, on my YouTube channel under posts, and on the Discord. Please vote, because at the end of 24 hours, I'm going with whatever the front runner is. And right now there are 2 that are kind of duking it out. I feel like at the top, they're pretty close. And then I have a really fun stream coming up with Ash on Monday, the 7th, over on Ash's channel. I am going to post to my Instagram story closer, like as it gets closer, to remind everyone, and I'll try and maybe post it in the Discord. I'm sure Ash will post in the Discord, but that's going to be really fun. And then I have a solo stream on Tuesday, and then the following Thursday I have a big group stream, which is on my page. So anyways, all that to say, I have some really fun streams coming up, and I am still streaming this Thursday, even though the 4th is the next day. I'm still going to stream on Thursday. I need to get the writing in. So I will see you all Thursday. And let's see, the last thing. Oh, last thing. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, please. I am super close to I think 430 followers, something like that. So or maybe 440, I don't know. But if you could like, comment, and subscribe down below if you're enjoying the streams, I would very much appreciate it. But yeah, number 1 thing, make sure you vote for the happy hour title. Beth says, so far I've got a great response from everyone. It was scary at first, but yeah, people, yeah, I don't worry too much about anyone being like outright mean. I guess it's just scary to share your work. You know, it's just that. Vote for between drafts or you are dead to me. Oh my God, I love this. I'm not gonna lie, like, they're all getting votes on the different platforms. Like, every title has gotten a couple votes. So yeah, I think between drafts and chapters and cheers are like the front runners right now, but we'll see where it ends up. I don't know. Just kidding. He's like, just kidding, but not really. Vote for between drafts. I mean, honestly, between drafts is kind of my favorite at the moment too. So we'll see. Oh, Serena, sorry. Serena says, LOL. Oops, already voted for chapter and cheers. Oh, Marga voted for the same one. It's so interesting to see what people are like leaning towards, you know. Very funny. But anyways, all right. Well, all that being said, thank you guys so much for a very productive night. I'm gonna go ahead and log off, but Be brave, be a light, and remember that you're all so, so loved. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.